Alright, Shalom, just back at you with another quick hit. Lord, whether this will be edifying. And this lesson, it's just something I've been thinking about. I was thinking about this yesterday. Monitoring spirits. Right? Certain brothers and sisters within this truth, you may be dealing with something called monitoring spirits. And we're going to go into a few scriptures, right, concerning this. Yeah, it's wicked spirits. Right, and monitoring spirits, what is it associated with? It's highly associated with witchcraft and not just that, technology, right? And that's why I always say, is technology, is it bad? No, because we know Yahweh created everything for a purpose, right? But those that today that are in control of technology, they use it for what? Wickedness, because we know the devil, he can't be everywhere at one time. Not everywhere at one time, right? Even though Satan is a spiritual being, he's not everywhere at once. Even though the scripture says he goeth around, the devil goeth around seeking whom he may devour. No, he uses technology, information, intel, right? Intel, that's what he uses. Hey, Tawadi Yahweh, Tawadi 444. That's what he uses, right? That's why he needs people to monitor and to follow you, because he doesn't know everything, right? So Lord willing, this will be edifying, right? Because you've got a lot of individuals with that spirit of Cain. And we're going to go into scriptures concerning monitoring spirits. You know, key people, they want to know what you're about, what you're doing, your every move. These are monitoring spirits. As I'm doing this lesson now, I see military planes, right? Military planes, right? Sent out. So that's a monitoring spirit. Right? And monitoring spirits can also come in the form of animals, dogs, cats, birds. They call it the marine kingdom. This is real. There's different spirits within this realm that we're dealing with. It can also come in the terms of someone in a vehicle, whether it's a construction vehicle or some. These are monitoring spirits. These are people that are possessed, right? So let's go to Psalms 38. And jump straight to verse 12. It says, for the wicked plotteth against the just. Plotteth. You know? No, excuse me just a minute. Let's 32. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous. Watcheth. That sounds like monitoring. And not just that. Remember, you had the Pharisees also that were watching Yahweh Shai. So the Pharisees, they had them monitoring spirits upon them. The wicked watcheth the righteous. Watcheth. You know? And seeketh to slay him. Seeketh. So it's the same thing with Stephen. It was the same thing with Yahweh Shai. It was the same thing with Jeremiah. Jeremiah was putting stocks, right? On the feet. Okay. And on the hands. Right? So yes, there's going to be, when you're in this truth, there's going to be monitoring spirits, wicked spirits, right? Or whether they're watching you from a 5G, from the grids, there's going to be, whether they're watching you from a device, a supercomputer, because Esau has something called supercomputers that he also watches you from as well. Excuse me just a minute. So these things happen. And even Cain, what did Cain do? Right? He was watching Abel, and what? He actually slew his brother. Right? So it's all within the scriptures. Go to, excuse me just a minute. And that's why we have to be circumspect. Let's go to an account. Matthew 10 and 16. That's why it says that, behold, I send you forth as sheep amongst wolves. Why did Yahweh send the disciples amongst sheep amongst wolves? Because the wolves, what do wolves do? They watch the sheep to look for a time where they could devour the sheep. Or the sheep may be out and separate from a part of the other sheep, and that's the right time to pounce. So this is why Yahweh even wrote these things, so we would know how to move in these last days. Okay? Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. And we are in the midst of wolves. Okay? And it says, be harmless, right? Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? And that's the spirit, because just as I said that, a dove just got caught up in the tree. And be harmless as doves. So that's how we're supposed to move. We're not supposed to be out here, you know, strutting around, acting like Mr. Tough Guy. Because that could get you in a worse situation. A worse situation. And the reason why they're monitoring you, you want to know why? So they can find new accusation. Go to Revelations, Baba Kasha. I'm just flying with the spirit. I haven't got nothing written down. There's a reason why they're monitoring you. Okay? Everything has a spirit attached to it. Everything. And it is weird because it's like an obsession. An unhealthy obsession. You even got niggas out there. Grimy niggas. They're obsessed with you. Right? Go to Revelations. Babe, excuse me just a minute. See if we can find it. I think it's Revelation 21. Let's just check. No, that's not it. That's not it. Revelation 16. I can't find it now, but the scriptures talk about the accuser of our brethren, which accused them before the Heavenly Father. You know what? It's Revelation 12 and... Here it is. This is Revelation 12. Right? And... Go to 9. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent, right? Which is a man, which represents a nation of Edom, called the devil. So, you know when we talk about the devil, yeah, there's the spiritual demon, Satan, and there's the physical counterpart, which is his children today, which deceiveth the whole world through what their lies in the media. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Right? So does Satan have angels? Do Satan have those that work for him? Yeah. Yes. Okay. And I heard a loud voice saying, in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power of the anointed. Right? Yahushua Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren. Who's the accuser of our brethren? The enemy. He's the accuser of Israel. So we have accusers. Is cast down, which accused us before our what? Them before our power, day and night. So you have that. You have witches, warlocks, prognosticators, nosy ass neighbours that are just reprobates, narcissist neighbours. They're watching you so they can accuse you. Because in their eyes, you're not worthy to judge them. But it's not me that's judging them, it's Yahushua that's judging them. And that's why everything that's going wrong in their life, they think it's you that's doing it. They think it's you. they want to use you like a scapegoat. No, that's your own wicked dealings. That's why these things are happening to you, because you're wicked. Okay? Because you're wicked. Right? So when people start telling you, oh, you know what, mate, I lost my job, you know, I lost my job and this and that. If you need anything, let me know. And bro, that's not sincere. That's not sincere. That's not sincere. But on the other hand, when they come around, you want to give me an evil look, or you're hiding. These are wicked spirits. Right? These are wicked spirits. And it says that accuse them before the Most High day and night. So what does this show us? We're being accused. Okay? Excuse me. We're being accused day and night. So who are we being accused by? The enemy. The enemy. And the major way you can do that is through what? Data analyzation. So you do know when you're on your devices, your laptop, what do you think? There's suggestions. There's suggestions of what you may like, what you may want to watch. And by what you watch, they have an idea of what you might like by what you're watching. And that's how the devil operates. Right? Remember the scripture says in Colossians, he's the prince of the air. The prince of the air. Airwaves. Right? So he uses what? Technology. Also. Because he was given the power to do that. Technology. Okay, we can go into that as well, Baba Kasha. One thing at a time. Let's go to Psalms, Baba Kasha. Yeah, these are monitoring spirits. But it's nothing you're supposed to be scared of, because you just, what are you doing? You're teaching the words. Right? In other words, what they're trying to build that case. Go to Psalm 64. And that's why they call it an algorithm. Okay? The Internet of Things, because it gathers what that data, what everybody's doing. Right? This man wants to be a god. This is Psalm 64. Hear my voice, oh Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Oh Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, my prayer. Preserve my life. Okay, key thing. From the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. So yeah, we want to be hidden from the secret counsel of the wicked. Hidden. So we have those that have in counsel against us. And this is twofold, because it wasn't just Esau, the elites that have in counsel. You also have who else? The Pharisees, the elders. Weren't they notorious for their counsels against Yahweh Shai, against Stephen? So men, they're not really teaching you the whole truth. They're only teaching you like parts. Yeah, you had wicked men, Israelites, that were having counsel against other Israelites, right? Because it was a threat to what they were teaching, right? We're going to go into it, Baba Kashal. These are monitoring spirits. And it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Insurrection. Insurrect, in uprising, right? Of the workers of iniquity. So you also got those that will infiltrate, right? Infiltrate the camps, right? And try to gather intel, right? This is what happens. Reprobates as well. They would say to be a spy, you need to have some level, you need to have some type of intelligence, but some of these men are not too bright. Some of these people that have been hired, they're not too bright. They're reprobates, right? To be a spy is the lowest of low, especially to spy on Yahweh Shai. That's the lowest of low. But you're just going to have to come back in the kingdom in shame. Or this is what it was. You were a spy for the agencies and so forth to spy out the truth, and you're just going to have to come back in shame, innit? It's simple as that. Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Okay, so this is what they do. Even bitter words. Right? So they bend their bows to shoot their arrows. And that's with their legislation. Right? They're plotting. But they may shoot in secret at the perfect something they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares, traps, right? Privily, secretly. They say, who shall see them? Nobody sees. They search out iniquities. They accomplish it. How do they search out iniquities? How do they do that? By technology. By research. Right? You do know they have data centers. You do know that, right? So a lot of this information, a lot of the stuff that you may watch or whatever, well, where does this go to? Where does all this information go? It goes to a data center. Right? That's why when you do your videos, it's being processed. It's a processor. What's it processing? The information. Right? You. Right? And it says, Baba Kashaf. And it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Right? So they have these scientists that do studies, whether it's neurologists, scientists, whatever, right? That do these studies, right? And the reason why they really study the elect, because they know the elect are them superheroes, the X-Men, the Spider-Man, the Hulk. They know that, and they have to watch you. Another reason why they have to monitor you, because they know any given time you can metamorphosis. And that spiritual power, because you're going to have people being healed. Yahweh's going to show you what great miracles. You're going to have people that were blind, and they're going to come towards you, and you're going to heal them of their blindness. You're going to have people that were lame. They're going to be no more lame. You're going to have people that were hunchback. They're going to come to you. They're no more going to be hunchback. These things are going to happen, and that's why you need to be monitored as well, right? That's why they need to monitor you. Okay? And as I'm saying that, what goes past? Not an airplane, I forgot what they call it. Not a jet, one of those other planes, I forgot what they call it. Yeah, we're being monitored because they know anytime you can metamorphose. But you know what? I don't mind it. It's like you're spending all this money. What, bro? There's millions. That's millions of money. The taxpayers' money, right? To monitor, and it's not just it's the elect that are being monitored, but it's everyone basically. Everyone is being watched. Even the watchers are being watched. But you have watchers for the left-hand side and you have watchers for the right-hand side. So now we went into that Baba Kashar. Go to Revelation. Okay. I don't mind it. You know, you want to put that much time into me, that's absolutely fine. Okay, let's go to Revelations. Alright, these people they ain't got shit to do except for watch other people. Because they think they're gods, but they're not gods. They're just mere mortals. Alright? So let's go to, what's the next one? John also. And Luke 20:21. Let's go to John 11. Alright? And it's funny, isn't it? It's funny how all of a sudden everybody's got a dog. These dogs are, bro, these dogs are hired out. These people are being sent, they've been given, look, you're gonna walk around with this dog and that dog. You walk around with a poodle, you're gonna walk around with a colleague, you're gonna walk around with a pit bull, you know? These people, they're like robots, right? But this is what happens when you don't have Yahweh Shai, right? You do reprobate things, okay? And the people that are monitoring you, they're bait. Because you could be speaking loud, and they will walk past and they act like they don't see you. If someone's speaking loud, I'm at least gonna take one look or two looks. So this is how you know these people, they're not too bright. I'm not talking about so-called people that are in the military, right? Because they're hiring all people. Look, all the forces of darkness are out here to watch you, but so what? And I gotta stop doing that as well. A lot of the times I tend to focus on the devil too much. Now, do we have to put on the armor and yeah, but that's not good. You don't want to put too much time into the devil because he wants you to think about him too much. So you got to be balanced in this truth. But this truth is just to edify you and just to let you know, you may be watched. So what? After this lesson, I might go back to the premises and guess what there's gonna be? I can bet your top dollar, not for certain, but a lot of the time I go back to the premises. Guess what there'd be? There'd be a car waiting outside, and as soon as I go into the premises, that car it will go, because someone's been told to do that. That's a monitoring spirit. It's a demonic monitoring spirit, right? Okay, and it is associated with witchcraft as well. Fact. Bear me just a minute. So now let's go to John 11 and check this out. Now Lazarus was raised from the dead. Then many of the Jews, verse 45, excuse me just a minute. Many of the Jews, okay, Baba Kashar, which were Pharisees by the way, which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahweh did, believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees, right? I've witnessed this with my own eyes. You may be traveling with some individuals, right? And they acting all iffy. Then they may get off, I don't know, they may get off on Bond Street, right? To see their superior. Yeah, we got to report back to the superior. These things are going on, right? And it says, but some of them went their way to the Pharisees like a bunch of spies and told them what things Yahweh had done, the miracles. When gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees, key thing, right? A council, and said, what do we, for this man doeth many miracles. So they were panicking. So why were they saying, what do we? Because these men, they were compromised. They were part of the Roman Empire. They were paid off. They sold out, right? This was their place. This was their kingdom. Yeah, you do know you even have Israelites that this is their kingdom. They've received their consolation, right? Because they didn't want to suffer. And it's easy to tell how all their subscribers. They never have nothing. Nobody ever has nothing bad to say about them, because they're of this world. They've received their consolation. If we let him thus alone, if we just leave him, let him be, all men will believe on him. So this is where the monitoring spirits will in. So even our own people have their monitoring spirits, even among some of these Israelite camps, right? And this is sometimes why Yahushua will shut down your channel or your page and have you isolated and have you away from these particular individuals, right? You got men asking in the truth, what's your email address? Would you give it to us? Well, what the fuck you need that for? To gather intel. That's what the enemy does, and that's what they do. To gather intel, so they could try to neutralize their enemy. That's 101 basics of war. So you can neutralize your enemy, so you could try to study his next move. That's what you do in war, so you can counter attack. Okay. And it says, he doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Roman shall come and take away both a place and nation. So you have particular men today, just like 2,000 years ago, they had a place within the Roman Empire and nation. So if they're saying that, these men, that means they were not for Yahushua, they were against Yahushua. They were for this system. They were upholding this system. They were upholding the Romans. But these would be the same individuals today that would talk about Edomites, Obadiah, Malachi. But hold on a minute. These are hypocrites, because these are the same individuals that are upholding his kingdom, that are coming up against the prophets of Yahushua and upholding his kingdom. That's why Yahushua is going to deal with these individuals. That's why they're going to be judged harshly. Okay? These were monitoring spirits, so they come in different fashions. It was the Pharisees, Edomites, other nations. Okay? And they had to, because they were more concerned with their position. So these people were very insecure. That shows you they were all about vainglory, position. Okay? That's why when we go to Luke, quickly go to it, Baba Kasha. Go to Luke 20 and 17, and he beheld them and said, what is this that is written? The stone which the builders rejected, which were other Israelites, the same has become the head of the corner. Who's the head of the corner? Yahushua. He's that cornerstone, right? Which you build upon and around. Whosoever shall fall upon that stone shall be broken. So a lot of these men, they're being broken. But whomsoever it shall fall, it shall grind him to powder. Why? Because they were not receiving Yahushua. And the chief priests, key thing, and the scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him, because they felt cut. And they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken his parable against them. Okay? And they watched him. Key thing, they were watching him. What's that? That's called monitoring. Okay? And they watched him. Okay? And sent forth spies. So they were not just watching. Guess what also they were doing? They were sending forth spies. Right? Who should feign themselves just men. Okay? Who should pretend to be just men. So they sent out spies who were pretending to be just men. Right? So all this is happening within these camps. And I just find it interesting. Look, I'm not taking shots at this particular group, but I just find it interesting that every other camp, right? And we can't be partial. Every other camp ain't right. IUIC, they're not right. IUCPK, they're not right. GOC, they're not. But what about GMS? So hold on, you have what? More? You easily have more than 2,000 members. But nobody in Great Millstone within them 2,000 or over 2,000 members is deceitful, is a spy. Come on. That itself just shows you these men are not thinking with a full deck. They're not thinking with a full deck. But the reason why men don't want to say this, because it will bring more light upon the evil and the wickedness that is happening within their camps. Because I've said it a long time ago, and I continue to say it. There's a lot of men in Great Millstone that are not right, and it's clear to see. It's clear to see. But why are they still in the camp? Why are they still got Great Millstone? Because you're scared to what? Remove them, because it will look bad upon your camp. So all these organizations are corrupt, but is there an elect within all these organizations? Yes, there is. And they're going to be taken out of them synagogues. Simple as that. Simple. Okay? But they may take hold of his words. So these were what men with pretense, that they should take hold of his words. Because that's what the enemy, that's why they monitor you, so they can do that. Take hold of your words. Edit your videos. Have you pretending something you were saying which you were not saying. So they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor, which is what the Romans, today they be known as mayors or the elites. So you have individuals within this truth, they're working for, basically they're working for the Rothschilds. They're working for the devil, man. Okay? Basically. And this is why we have to be circumspect. Okay? So this goes into what? Monitoring spirits. But we know all things work good for those that trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh, as it says in Romans 8 and 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? The answer is no. Right? So again, it's not for you to get all paranoid and bent out of shape. It's just so that you're more aware and you understand, well, this is happening because it's mentioned in the scriptures. And if you're already a member of the elect, those things are going to happen to you. Right? Big time. Okay? So with this, I hope this was edifying, and until the next time, Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.